Hey y'all, welcome back to Hunt, Fish, Protect and another Paddlefish 101 video. Today we're going to go over basic areas to fish and etiquette while fishing. Now just to keep things simple, I'm going to throw a map up here on the screen. It's going to show the general paddlefish area from Highway 85 over to the Montana line. Some of the most common areas that you're going to see people fishing paddlefish is going to be the pump house, down at Suntime Park, or up at the confluence. The confluence is going to be that boat ramp you see there off of 1804, kind of in the middle left of the map. Rider Point is also a pretty popular one, and then people will fish up and down the Yellowstone as well as get boat rides to various locations. Obviously, the red checkerboarded stuff is a closed to fishing area, as the map says. But other than that, there are more than enough areas for you to go out there and fish. If you're not catching in one spot, don't hesitate to bebop around. And then up at the confluence, that is the area where it's going to have North Star Caviar, the fish cleaning station where you get your fish processed for free, as well as kind of the ground central for the activities for paddlefish season. Okay, now that you know kind of where you're going to fish, or at least you have a general idea of where you're going to fish, you've got your tag, you've already picked it up at the Game and Fish offices, or you've got it mailed to you, and you've stopped up to a place and you've picked up all your hooks, your sinkers, you've got the heavy rods, all your equipment that you're going to need for a day's fishing. What do you need to know next? Well, some of the big stuff that I'm going to have to get into in an entire video is going to be the rules and regulations. That'll be the next video that I put out before paddlefish season actually kicks off. But other than that, while you're fishing on the river, the biggest thing to know is you're going to have to work with the people around you. Paddlefish are not easy to bring in. Once you hook one, it's going to drift downstream, and if you're at any place like the confluence or any other place that has a bunch of people, just know that if you hook up or if somebody else hooks up, try to treat everybody equally, because they're going to do the same thing to you as you did to them. When it comes down to it, you're probably going to be casting upstream at like a 45-degree angle, and your bait's going to, or not your bait because you're snagging these things, your hook and your sinker are going to drift downstream, and by the time you finish, it's probably going to be at a 45-degree angle downstream or even more. So everybody's going to be tossing a little bit upstream and then working their way downstream, and you're just going to rotate who's casting when. It's a communal fishery. You just kind of got to work with that. And then if somebody does hook into a paddlefish, the polite thing to do is to reel in, let them catch their fish just as you'd want them to do when you actually would hook one yourself. Because there's nothing worse than fishing for 4, 5, 6 hours and finally tying into one, and then having some jackwagon toss out there, tangle your line, and potentially cost you that fish that you've been working on. If somebody upstream from you hooks a fish, before you decide just to go and gaff them or interfere or touch their line or anything like that, ask them if they want help. If you cost them a fish, well, things have happened down at the confluence that I'm not going to get into, but let's just say some disputes get handled on the riverbank. All right, you're bored or you already got your fish. What's next? Well, the one thing I suggest to everybody is go to the confluence. Stop in, see all the activities. It is worthwhile. It is a show. It's where the cleaning station is. You get to see everybody's fish, from the giants down to the tiniest ones. It's worth seeing. I'll just put it this way. I can't really put it all into words until you actually get there. But as far as it goes, stop down there at least once when you come out here. That's about it for this video. The next one's going to get a little more in-depth about the rules and regulations. It's going to be designed to keep you all out of trouble so that there's no paperwork showing up between you and the wardens, and everybody gets to have a good time. So stay tuned. That one's coming here this week before season kicks off.